A Texas A&M University professor and respected expert on opioids was placed on leave and investigated after she was accused of making negative comments about Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick during a lecture at the UT Medical School in Galveston. James Barragán, political reporter for the Texas Tribune, helped break the story. James, thank you for being with us.
Good to be with you, Ashley.
Give us the details about what happened here.
Well, it's a little bit unclear what exactly set off these complaints, but what we know is that the Professor Joy Alonzo made some comments that were perceived to be offensive to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. And that set off a series of phone calls, which began with Land Commissioner Dawn Buckingham, whose daughter is, we have confirmed, a first-year medical student at UTMB who attended the lecture. Dawn Buckingham, that is, then called Dan Patrick, who then began making calls to the Texas A&M University system, and that's what set off this investigation, which put this respected opioids expert on administrative leave with pay pending the investigation of the outcome, and her job was at risk at that point.
You all were able to talk to some students who wanted to remain anonymous for pretty obvious reasons here. What did they tell you she said during the lecture that might have been, might have warranted all of this?
Yeah, and well, the important thing to remember is that these are students who are in med school, and med school is very cutthroat. It's a very difficult industry, and so they don't want to get on the wrong side of anybody that could potentially affect their career. So that's why they asked for anonymity, and we granted them that given those reasons. But in speaking to us, they said, we don't really remember anything that was offensive. There was nothing remarkable after the lecture. Students went up to Professor Alonzo, asked her questions, but they sort of remember an offhanded comment, a very small remark that she may have made, criticizing the Lieutenant Governor's office for not being supportive of these research-based policies to prevent opioid deaths. And there were students who remembered comments to the effect of, by not implementing those policies, those have led to deaths, and do these people deserve to die? And that seems to be what set off the complaint, but we can't be sure because the universities, neither UTMB or Texas A&M, could confirm to us what exactly the comments were that set off this investigation.
Now, this all happened in March. After 2 weeks, Professor Alonzo's leave was lifted and she's back at the university teaching. But this whole ordeal has raised questions, especially among research professors, about what they can and can't say in this political environment. We reached out to Texas A&M and Professor Alonzo for comment, but have not heard back.